Unique art style in games is very important when making a game. And if the art style is also beautiful, it will stand out from other games in their genre. So in this video, I'm going to show you 10 mobile games that don't just look good, they look different. From hand-drawn visuals to creative color palettes, these games prove that graphics don't always need to be realistic to be impressive. Let's check them out. Starting with number 10, we've got Away to Smash. At first, it looks like your typical 3D fighting game. You pick a Viking, a hitman, maybe even a samurai, and start smashing enemies. But the twist is it's actually a puzzle game. Every time you move, the enemies move too. So it's all about thinking ahead, and one hit, and it's game over. So you really got to plan your moves carefully. It's not about combos or fast reflexes. It's more like solving a mini chess match in every level. Each character has their own special, but they're more like puzzle tools that power-ups. It's got a clean comic-style look too, which makes it feel even more slick and different.
Once upon a time, in the forgotten seaside town of Southfold, there was a crumbling old cottage.
Number 9 is Paper Trail, a beautiful and clever puzzle game by Newfangled Games. You play as Paige, a young girl leaving home for the first time to study, and her journey takes place in a world made entirely of paper. The main twist? You fold the environment like real paper to solve puzzles and reveal hidden paths. Each level has 2 sides, and folding it just right lets you connect spots and move forward. It's not just for looks. The folding is the actual core gameplay, and it keeps getting more creative as you go. The flat hand run art style makes everything feel smooth and fits the paper theme perfectly. You're solving puzzles by thinking, visually lining up elements across folds feels super satisfying. It's often compared to Monument Valley, and this game also reminds me of Gorogoa. This game is one of the most unique puzzle games on mobile. At number 8 is LOK Digital. And yeah, this one's truly something else. It actually started as a physical puzzle book, and now it's a brainy mobile game like no other. You're given a grid of white tiles, some with letters, some blank, and your goal is to turn them all black. But here's a twist. You spell weird little words using those letters, and each word has a hidden ability. The gate doesn't tell you what the words do. You gotta figure it out by playing, watching, and testing. So it's like learning secret language without instructions. LOK might black out a random tile, while another word might flip an entire row. It's all about experimenting. It's not about spelling real words. It's about decoding how these fake ones change the board. And that's what makes it so unique. Lodging and discovery in a way that just feels fresh. Number 7, we have Alto's Odyssey, that game people seriously love. It's a sequel to Alto's Adventure, and it keeps that same clean, minimal look. But this time the colors are more vibrant, and the atmosphere just hits different. You'll see stuff like changing sunsets, drifting sandstorms, and smooth lighting that makes everything feel alive. It's one of those games where the art style isn't just pretty, it makes the whole experience better. Everything moves so naturally, and the background keeps changing in a really calming way. The characters are just shadows, but they fit perfectly with the world. At number 6, we have Old Man's Journey. This game looks like a painting that came to life. The art is all hand-drawn with soft colors, smooth gradients, and a kind of watercolor feel that gives it a calm, dreamlike vibe. It doesn't go for pixel art or 3D. It looks more like a storybook, and that's what makes it stand out. Every scene feels carefully crafted, like someone painted it by hand. The art isn't just for show either. It fits perfectly with the mood of the game. You play as an old man going on a quiet journey, different places. At certain points he stops, and you get these short flashbacks. No dialogue, just simple, beautiful moments from his past. It slowly pieces together a story about his life, the choices he made, and the people he left behind. The game doesn't try to explain everything. It just shows you enough and lets the art do the rest. Coming up next is Spiritfarer Netflix Edition. Now this art style is definitely unique and beautiful, something you don't often see in games, especially on mobile. It's all hand-drawn, and the animation has that smooth, classic 2D feel, kind of like watching a Studio Ghibli. The colors are soft and rich with watercolor-style backgrounds that make every area feel like a living painting. This is perhaps its most defining feature. Every character, object, and fit in the world is hand-animated with so much care. It gives the game a level of fluidity and expressiveness that's rarely seen in games, especially mobile ones. Characters don't just move, they bounce, react, show personality in the smallest actions. Even though the story deals with death and letting go, the world is full of color and warmth. Each area has its own mood, and the color palette changes to match it. You play as Stella, a fairy master for the dead, sailing around a magical world with your cat Daffodil. You build homes on your boat, care for spirits, and help them move on when they're ready. Next up is Hyperlight Drifter SE, a game that's picked up a bunch of awards for how it looks, including the Audience Award in Excellence in Visual Art at the Independent Games Festival. It's also been nominated for things like Best Visual Design, Best Audio, and Best Original Game. The art style here is next level. It's pixel art, yeah, but not the old school kind. This is pixel art pushed to its limits. It mixes in vibrant colors, dynamic effects, and modern. That gives it a super atmospheric feel. You'll see light rays shining through trees, glowing energy sources, reflections, and even fog, stuff you don't normally expect from a pixel game. It's retro, but at the same time it feels really modern. The animations are super smooth too. Whether it's dashing across the screen, swinging your sword, or dodging enemy attacks, everything just blows really nicely. Even though it looks simple from a distance, the visuals are packed with small details that tell a story. Ruins, broken machines, weird old tech. The whole world feels like it used to be alive, but now it's falling apart and there's no dialogue at all. The art and environments do all the storytelling. You play as the Drifter, a silent character who's dealing with some kind of sickness. You travel across this mysterious, broken world searching for a cure while fighting off monsters and uncovering dark secrets along the way. The combat is fast, the world is deep, and yeah, the art really ties it all together. Next up is Gorogoa, and it might look simple at first, but there's a lot more going on. The art style is all hand-drawn, and it feels like you're flipping through a living graphic novel. Each panel looks like its own surreal painting, super detailed, clean lines, rich textures, and every frame is drawn by one person, Jason Roberts. That alone is impressive, but it's not just about how good the art looks, it's how it works. You're not just staring at pretty pictures, you're interacting with them, moving them around, zooming in, combining parts of different panels to reveal something totally new. Swimming into a window, which shows a whole different place for a tiny detail, turns out to be a huge part of the next puzzle. There's so much packed into every little drawing. It makes you slow down and actually look. My favorite part of this game is the magic of Gorogoa's art comes alive when panels are connected. A window in one scene might perfectly frame a detail in another, or a pattern on a plate might align with the constellation in the sky. These transitions are fluidly animated, turning seemingly separate images into one new scene. It's like watching a magic trick unfold, and the art is the illusionist. The entire story is told visually, no text and no dialogue, just images and how they move. You're rearranging, zooming in, stacking panels, and slowly figuring out how each part connects to the next. You guide a boy through strange places by linking the artwork together in smart, surprising ways. The puzzles are about how you see things. One moment of detail is background, the next it's a door or a path. Gorogoa's art style is something you rarely see in games. It's not just beautiful, it's part of how everything works. And when you realize one person drew all of this by hand, it makes the whole thing even more impressive. At number 2, we've got Gris. And wow, the art style here is honestly something else. It's one of the most beautiful and unique looking games you'll ever see on mobile, no exaggeration. Everything is hand-drawn and looks like it was painted with watercolors and saw the blends, visible brush strokes, and this dreamy, flowing style that makes the whole world feel alive. There's no dialogue, no cutscenes. The game tells its story purely through the visuals and animation, and that's what makes it so powerful. One of the coolest parts is how the game starts off and is closed. But as you move forward and it starts to heal, he was slowly returning both. It's not just pretty, it's meaningful, the read. They all come in as part of her emotional journey. You actually feel colorful that it's quiet, but it hits deep. The art is enlisted, but never there's no clue, just green lines and strong use of space. Even the way Gris walks or floats has so much emotion in it, like every little animation was drawn with care. As for the gameplay, it's a peaceful platformer. You solve light puzzles, unlocking abilities, and explore. No enemies, no dying, just pure experience. Abilities like turning heavy to smash through the ground or gliding through the air are tied to her growth, not just for gameplay, but for what she's going through emotionally. And as you collect stars and move forward, the world slowly changes around you, filling with color and life again. Gris is more than just a game, it's an experience. And finally, number 1 is Fall. This game just looks clean. It's got that smoothly minimal 3D style. Everything feels safe, easy on the eyes. The colors are bright, but not too flashy. And the way things are shaped makes it feel like a tiny toy world. There's no crazy detail or clutter, and it still somehow gets polished and full of light. The lighting gets everything nice, like buildings actually pop out of it. It's the key part that makes you want to just zoom in and for no reason. Gameplay-wise, it's a mix of building your kingdom every day and defending, yet at night you ride around on a horse, place buildings, and fight waves of enemies. But honestly, even when nothing's happening, the world just looks good. It's proof that simple visuals, when done right, can be way more eye-catching than realistic ones. Definitely one of the best-looking strategy games on mobile. And that wraps up our list. If you've already played one of these or have a favorite game of your own, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your picks. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more lists like this. Catch you in the next one.